This is Romo Dunze, and you're listening to the Ballsville podcast.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Welcome in, Ballsville gamers, to another episode of the Ballsville podcast. I'm your host, Scott Fitzgerald, a.k.a. Lutz for Sale on Sleeper. And this episode is brought to you by theballsvillegame.com. Our games combine fantasy football and poker, which create big payouts with great odds. Yes, I have a new background. I am in sunny Florida, where it was 83 degrees today. I'm in my winter home. Finally made it down here, and I'm loving it. Left 20 degrees in snow to 83 and sunny. So I will be here for the whole winter. Welcoming in my co-host. It looks like he wants to be called Big Smelly. He's Bill's Mafia. Hey. What's up, Sean?
Not much, buddy. Just over here smelling it all and having a great time.
I didn't get to talk to you about the big weekend game that you went to SoFi and the big shootout. Josh Allen with the 60-some points, but you guys just didn't get the dub, man.
Yeah, it was a great experience. I still feel like I'm recovering, to be honest with you. I don't feel 100% yet. It was such a long day, but it was really fun, man. And to get to witness something like that, even with the loss, I've been at excruciating losses before. I went to the Jaguars 6-9 loss a few years back in Jacksonville, which was pretty damn brutal. This loss did not hurt that way. We're in the playoffs. Yeah, maybe it kicked us out of that first round bye, which really would suck. But the way the Chiefs are playing, it's still not out of the realm of possibilities that's available to us. So it's not the end of the world. If we come out and lay a stinker against the Lions next week, I'll be a little more concerned. Otherwise, man, we played great.
What a big matchup next week. We got a couple of them, man. We got Lions, Bills, and then don't we have Eagles, Steelers?
I think so. Yeah. It's either Eagles, Steelers, or Chiefs, Steelers. That might be the following week, though.
I think it's Eagles, Steelers. So we got a couple big matchups. I mean, especially that Lions, Bills. I mean, that could be a Super Bowl preview.
I mean, what do you think about that? If the Eagles or Steelers, right? If that's the case, then I'm not mistaken. It's Eagles and Chiefs back to back for the Steelers over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's going to say a lot about the Steelers. I did say earlier in the year that I like the Steelers to make the playoffs, even as a wild card. So, I've over the years, I know that Mike Tomlin is a very, very good football coach, and there's a lot of football teams that would love to have him as a football coach. His players don't quit; they play for him under any conditions. He gets the best out of all his players, and he's a guy that should be in the Coach of the Year running, along with Dan Campbell, along with Jim Harbaugh. I mean, you could throw some other names out there too, but yeah, what you're getting from a Mike Tomlin coach team. You're going to get toughness, tough defense, run the ball. And they're always going to be in games. So,
I don't think he's had a losing season as a head coach.
He has not had a losing season. No, he's not.
Just that alone, I mean, to think about that, even Belichick had losing seasons early in his coaching career. He never went through his entire career without a losing season like what Tomlin's on track for at this point. And you thought after Roethlisberger, he would, it's going to have a down season here or there, but he always seems to, even on bad years, pull out an even record at minimum.
No, he's definitely a Hall of Fame coach, when he decides to stop coaching. But, I mean, he's still young. I think he was, if I remember right, I think he was like 32 when he took the Steelers job. So, and he's been there, I think, 20 years. So he's like early 50s. I mean, he could coach another 10, 15 years with the Steelers and go down as, a one-team coach, which would be pretty tremendous. Not a lot of coaches.
The third coach in the history of the franchise? Yeah, that's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah. No, it is unbelievable. I mean, you talk about the coaches for the Steelers. You talk about the quarterbacks for the Packers. I mean, these guys they hit on these players. They know how to execute when it comes to hiring these people. So yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
tremendous over there in Pittsburgh. What's up, Fran? See, you're in on the pod while hubby's working, so working hard, make you that money. so
but yeah, you were right though, man. That Lions Bills next week, Super Bowl preview, baby. You're on point with that comment, in my opinion. I think that's exactly what we're looking for.
So, Sean, are you concerned like I am with the Bills defense? Because I think they're going to go as far. I think the offense can't go any farther forward. I mean, Josh has played tremendous with the weapon. They've weaponized him with the players on offense. So the offense, I think, is good enough to win a Super Bowl. I think what's holding them back is that defense.
I would say yes to an extent. The thing that a lot of people aren't accounting for at this point, unless you're a Bills fan, like it's kind of been out of sight, out of mind, is Matt Milano missing for most of the season. I know he's been back for a few games, but he's admitted that he's still getting his feet under him from the injury. So he's not like playing at the level that he's used to playing at as of right now. And I do think that he's just going to get better week to week and get back to form, hopefully prior to playoffs. And I think adding him to that defense. And then another thing that happened that was, slightly under the radar was bringing back Micah Hyde. Not to say that he's going to come in and be the starter and the superstar type of safety he was, but the fact that he's back in that backfield, helping out these younger guys and, maybe playing a few of the plays when needed kind of a scenario. I think that those two factors can help to elevate the defense from what we saw. Because prior to this game, they weren't bad. They'd been playing well. They other than the run defense aspect, they were one of the top pass defenses in the league. And, they were playing decent, for a good portion of the season. They weren't great. They were good. If you look at all the teams right now that are sitting at the top of the food chain, a lot of them are having struggles on defense. The Chiefs are struggling on defense right now. Ravens are struggling on defense. So it's a lot of these top tier teams right now, defense is not their strong suit. So with the exception of obviously when you mentioned the Steelers. So I'm not 100% convinced that is going to be their downfall right now. It might be optimism on my part. I just think that it's more so about getting the right calls in when they need to and making the right adjustments when they need to. The Sean McDermott's, questionable game management reared its head again. This has been the number one gripe I've had about him since he came on board, is he just seems to make those one or two decisions in a game that costs us the game. And it usually is at the most important time of the season. So, if that continues to happen in the playoffs, that is probably the biggest fear factor I have, is we're in that type of situation again. And Sean does another one of those stupid bonehead moments that he can't make up for because there's no time.
Got you. So what I've noticed in all the years that I've watched football is once the playoffs start, it's a different season. The referees, they don't want to determine games, so they kind of swallow the whistle, let the teams play.
Like
and
that face mask on Burrow.
Pardon, yeah, and I've
Like
and
that
I've
face mask. It's
and I've
ridiculous.
noticed too that unless you can get to the quarterback, it's going to be a long day for you as a team on defense. So, once the NFL playoffs start, us podcast personalities will have our predictions for the playoffs, and I know I know what formula I like to use, and not to let the cat out of the bag, but you got to be able to get to the quarterback, you got to be able to stop the run, and you got to be able to score points. So
in that scenario, you think the Steelers are winning the Super Bowl?
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, I really like the Eagles and the Lions a lot. I think, and I know you're probably going to hate me, but I think the Super Bowl champion is going to come out of the NFC or the NFC this year. I just think I think the Bills are lacking on defense, especially a pass rusher, and I think that the Chiefs are lacking on offense. Their defense is carried. The Ravens, they're kind of a little bit of both, but it seems like they can't make it there. I really like the Lions. I really like the Eagles. I think the winner of that game, especially if the Lions can get Hutch back by the NFC Championship game, get Smith back on defense, and not lose any more players. I mean, we've been getting hit with the injury bug quite a bit on defense, but when you're putting up 50 points on teams like it's nothing, you can lack a little bit on defense. And same thing with the Bills. I mean, the Bills are putting up points, so they can mask some of their deficiencies on defense. So, do I think? I think it. Just to, like I said, me personally, I still got to dig into it. But as of right now, it's looking like Eagles, Lions, NFC Championship game, Bills, and I'm still gonna go with the champs. I mean, I really like the Ravens too, but until you beat the champs, and they're probably gonna get the bye and the number 1 seed, and everything's gonna have to go through KC. It looks like the Buffalo is gonna have to travel to Kansas City for the AFC Championship game.
Well, that's what the NFL wanted. It's obvious by the outcome of all these Chiefs games that somebody wanted them to be the number 1 seed and have 2 playoff games at home.
Yeah, and I know France said you're a dreamer. Probably the Steelers, but I like the Steelers though too. I just think there's, that they might be lacking a little bit on offense. As far as I don't think they're built to come from behind, and if they get behind the sticks in a game and have to throw the ball every down, I just don't think they're built for that. They're built to get the lead and play good defense, and that glass slipper may break, in the second round. I think they can get out of the first round depending on who they're matched up with. I think they're better than the Texans. I think they're better than the Chargers. So I mean, if they
Ravens,
get one,
Steelers. What if it's Ravens Steelers first round?
Oh man, Ravens Steelers would be a great game, man. Be a great game. Those teams,
It's very possible.
They hate each other. Yeah, they hate each other.
They do, and it could very well be the case if the Steelers lose, these 2 games to the Chiefs and the Eagles. That could easily put them behind Denver going into the playoffs if Denver continues to win.
And another team that's sneaky that no one's really talking about, and they're kind of they did say they've been getting very disrespected, which I agree, because they're good on both sides of the ball, is the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings, I was sitting there at 11-2, and no one's talking about them.
Right. Well, and they go in there and kick their ass like they did this week, and then you got Philadelphia barely squeaking out a win against Carolina of all teams. That definitely puts a little bit of shudder in your curtains,
Yeah, I mean, they play great defense. They're going to get a home game. Darnold's playing out of his mind. Not only is he supporting Jetta, he's supporting Addison. We're still waiting on Hawkinson to get going if he ever gets
going.
Where
are you at on Addison moving forward for the rest of the season? Is he got to be in your starting lineup or still,
he's in your starting lineup. I mean, I said on this podcast a month ago, if you're in Dynasty, go and buy Jordan Addison. I liked him coming out of college. If he can just get his head on straight, quit doing stupid things off field, he's going to cash in because he's got Jetta taking all the coverage, and he's basically one-on-one against the weak corner, and he's toasting them every week. So it's like a Jamar Chase, T. Higgins situation. T's getting all the secondary corner coverage and lighting them up. So yeah, they're sneaky. I mean, they can run the ball with Aaron Jones. I like Aaron Jones. They got a really good defense. They're hard to beat at home. In that stadium with that crowd. So,
that's another Coach of the Year candidate too, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. yeah, O'Connell's for sure. I mean, he by far, and Sam Darnold he just got paid. I mean, he's no matter where he plays next year, he's going to get a fat contract.
Do you think he qualifies for like a comeback player of the year scenario?
I think he does. I mean, I hope Joe Burrow gets it because I have prop bets on him for comeback player of the year. But yeah, so Brady. So it says new setup for Ludes. Yep, new setup here. This home in Florida, buddy. Sitting outside underneath the lanai. We call the lanai down here with the screen that covers the bugs, and so the bugs don't get in there and stuff. So once it gets closer to the springtime, you get to see the backyard. So, but yeah, we're sitting in the dark right now. But yeah, so I think it's going to be an awesome playoffs. I can't wait to see everybody's predictions, especially like Connor. I want to see Connor. I want to see JoJo. We
all know Connor has an opinion on it.
Yeah, I already know what yours is going to be, especially on the game side. So,
I've had the same prediction forever, man. Bills Lions, baby.
Yeah, the Florida room for my family. That's funny. Yeah. So, and I'm just going to see like Tortoise and Alex, and so yeah, we're gonna have some interesting stuff, for the playoffs. Getting predictions in and stuff like that. So it ought to be pretty interesting. So, all right, before we get into it, Ballsville, we're going to be doing some. We're going to let you guys know how the mini leagues all wrapped up this year. We're going to get into the redraft, the playoff matchups for this coming week. We got some really good matchups coming up. I'll let you guys know who my high stakes player of the year is, owner of the year is. I'm sure he'll be very happy when I announce his name. His head's about this big right now. It's probably even going to get bigger. So yeah. So anything else before we get into it, Big Smelly?
Matt, the only thing that really is seems like it's just been a tire fire after a tire fire week to week is the poor Saints, man. What are you going to do if you've got a Saints player now? Are you basically benching your Saints at this point? I mean, maybe with the exception of Kamara. Can you even play a Saint? And would you even play Kamara over a solid running back room? Would he end up being on your bench?
I mean, you're still going to play Kamara. The only thing that's concerning is Kendra Miller got in the box. He's probably going to be one of the higher waiver ads this week. And I know that the Saints want to give him some run to look into next year. They're out of the playoffs. I mean, I don't think they're going to save Kamara or anything like that. I mean, Taysom Hill being
if they wanted to save Kamara, they'd have traded him to a different team before the deadline.
Yeah, I mean, Taysom Hill being hurt actually helps Kamara because he doesn't vulture touchdowns anymore. So I'm still playing him. I mean, what are you going to do? You're not going to bench the guy. And then, I mean, we all remember that one playoff year where he freaking went off, during the playoffs. So, you don't want to be that fool that has him on your bench. So he's going to be in your lineup. It's just, you got to hope he catches 5-6 passes and at least gets in the box and gets you, 15 points, and you'd be probably be good with that. And Fran, the Saints do suck, but not as bad as the Jets.
Where's Connor at? He heard that. He's going to jump in here now.
Quit ripping on the Jets.
He's so in love with the Jets. And then he tries to play it off like, I'm just defending them because you guys are always talking bad. Well, we have a reason to talk bad about them. They're bad. Yeah,
the Jets suck. The Jets are a dumpster fire. They're a terrible organization. Like I said, them, and then the second worst organization's the Cincinnati Bengals. They're even as worse than the Raiders. So they just don't want to pay their players, and they're going to get it. They're going to get the kielbasa in the rear this year with Jamar Chase when he demands.
Right.
He's basically what Jamar Chase is going to do. He's going to write a check, and he's going to hand it to the owners and say, "This is what you're paying me." He's not going to wait for them. He's just going to write the check and give it to him and say, "This is what you're paying me."
Just sign the bottom.
Yeah, just sign the bottom because that's what you're paying me.
That's funny. And did you hear the what's his name, Burrows, coming out saying that they're going to do what's necessary to keep T. Higgins?
There's no way T. Higgins is going to stay.
I'm like, they're not going to. They're going to have to spend like 170 million on 2 receivers if they try to keep both of those receivers.
I'm hearing that the Patriots are like, they're like going all in to get T. Higgins, and the Patriots have the cash, and they got a young quarterback. And if I'm T. Higgins, I can't wait to get to New England. I'd rather go to New England.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that because like Drake May's looking promising enough, and the organization is known to at least be ran for the most part well. So I don't see why he wouldn't want to go there. He's not Brandon Ayuk,
I mean, he knows he's going to get paid. The Crafts, they're good ownership. He's going to good ownership. The only problem is he'll probably never sniff a Super Bowl. So
not while Josh Allen's playing anyway.
Yeah. So, but all right.
Yeah, we'll take him in Buffalo. I'd be okay with that. We will swap out Amari Cooper for him and basically just get a younger Amari Cooper for the prime of his career. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, he's gonna get some shekels for sure.
You got T. Higgins, Keon Coleman, and Khalil Shakir. That's enough. That's a passing offense right there, baby.
Yeah. And then what are you guys gonna do with Dalton Kincaid? Is he just gonna like block for the rest of his life?
I don't know, man. I'm so sad to say that. I just don't think he's going to be like the Kelsey type guy that we thought. I mean, he'll probably be good. Maybe Ertz is his ceiling, I guess. I don't know. But I'm definitely disappointed to have to say that because I was so excited about that.
Yeah, I thought that's exactly why they drafted him, to put him to mirror Travis Swift. So
yeah. I mean, maybe he'll surprise me and have like the light bulb come on year 3. Who knows? But they're still kind of up in the air on whether he's even going to be back this week now. So it's this will be like the 4th week, I believe, if he doesn't play. So I'm not sure if he's going to even be like really ready to be a focal point when it comes time for the playoffs if he can't get back on the field.
I mean, we've all watched. Followed NFL long enough that. Usually it takes these tight ends to get into their late 20s before they really start to pop off. I mean, Brock Bowers is he's not real. So, he's the exception. But for the most part, these tight ends usually don't really pop off until they're in their late 20s. So,
Kyle Pitts is like 3 or 4 more Kyle Pittses will be drafted in the top 15 and then end up being nothing.
That guy, I don't know about that guy, man. It's irritating.
That's frustrating too. Yeah, that's another one that drives me insane because you could see the talent, you could see the physical ability, and he just doesn't seem to want to put the effort in. And almost it's frustrating.
No, people are saying that he stops on routes and he's just not into it. But I don't know. That's for another day. But yeah, we don't want to bore you guys for any more NFL talk right now. I know we want to get into these mini leagues, get into these redrafts. And then we'll probably just be bon voyage. We're definitely going to get back on Friday, and we're going to go through the big game, Alex's big game. We'll get into that, and then we'll also get into some dynasty playoff talk. So that'll be pretty interesting. Get into that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and then we're just going to be rolling right into the playoffs. Any of you guys that are listening, I did tag all my redraft leagues, and I congratulated you guys, thanked you guys for playing. I also tagged you guys with a chart on the for the wagering, and also I put in the video of yours truly, Big Smelly, going over a thorough video of the wagering process. So you got to check that out because it looks like he had a few while he's on there, and he went through very thoroughly. So you got to check that out. It was very good.
Definitely had a few.
So good job there, Sean.
Hey, when duty calls, it does not matter where you are, what you're drinking. You step up to the plate and do your job, right? So when I got the phone call, I put the beer down and I got behind the mic. What else could I do?
Just like Bill Belichick says, do your job. Do your job, and everything will be a-okay. All right, I think El Presidente might have hopped in the background. Oh, here he is right now. Is he gonna hop on?
He's on his way.
You want to bring
Here
him in?
he is, El Presidente. He's gonna
Is he
grace
ready?
us with his presence. This is gonna be amazing, everybody. I hope you guys are
All
excited as
right,
we.
guests. We have a special guest today. He goes by El Presidente. What is up, Alex?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Alex, I
Michael.
have to say the lighting is epic in there right now. I don't know what you did, but
lighting good. Vocals thumb down.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, man. I was
Okay,
trying to
there
test
you go.
this out.
There you go. There you go. All right.
You just got to do like the artist and just rest the mic on your chin the whole time.
I did
I
this.
need one of
because-
those gold mics like you just collected, man. That thing's pretty hot.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I just saw that. Yeah, I did this because I saw Gladiator. So thumbs down, thumbs up.
Oh wait, was it bad or was it good then?
I don't know. It was.
Up or thumbs
It
down?
wasn't that. I give Gladiator 2 a thumbs down.
Oh,
No.
that's
Not
how
a
I
very
felt
good-
the
Not a
Venom
very
last
good
game
sequel.
too.
Not a very good sequel.
That's frustrating because I was excited about that and Venom, and I just watched Venom and it was super disappointing. So if that's also disappointing, I'm waiting for streaming.
Okay. So Alex, you came in just the absolute perfect time because we were going to head over to the mini games.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
So Sean has
It
that
is
loaded
Mini
up.
Leagues week.
Ba-ba-da-bum-ba-bum-ba. Your minigame champions have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Would you like me to read through them?
Yeah, well, these are league winners.
League
Those winners-
winners, everybody.
So all these people that are on this board are going to be winning $30, and then they get the little coin represents the $30, and they get to decide if they want to keep it or wager it. And if you wager it, it's all going to be collected into a pot, and there's going to be that much money in that pot for everybody to pursue. So that's where we're at right now, is collecting wagers.
So what he's telling you guys is if you see your name on this list, get in the league and answer whether you want to wager or not, because we only have a few days to get this done and make sure that our pots are sound. So if you haven't already, get in there and go check the website, go find your name, make sure that you and in what league you're in so that you can go out and let Alex know whether you're going to wager or not, because it's very important that we get that done as soon as possible, guys.
And shout out to Zubikis. He's the one that did all the work to prepare this lovely spreadsheet, and it looks amazing. And he's already noting people's wagers and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Thank you, Zoobs.
Yeah, Zoobs is on it, man. Yes, he does that for you guys all the way from Alaska. I mean, the guy will trudge through 30 feet of snow to get this updated for you. So the least you could do is get in there and let him know, right?
Yeah, he was even working a little bit on vacation, which I felt bad because I'm like, Zoobs, can you update this real quick? He's like, well, I'm kind of on vacation. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, forget it. Sorry. He's like, nope, I got to do it. So I'm like, sweet, man. So yeah, Zoobs is.
So he had to put the beer down and get to work too, then, huh? Cheers to Zoobs.
Yep. Cheers to Zoobs. Yep.
Totally.
So, all right. Who wants to run through them? Is it you, Sean? You, Alex?
I can do it if you guys. All right. Our first division, our league winners in the Nintendo division. Starting out with the Mario League, we have T Price 269. And according to this little blue box right here, this man took this spot at the last minute. So congratulations, T Price 269. Let us know on your wager when you can. Next up, we got Luigi. And our good buddy K Doggity Dog held down the top spot, kept it going all the way through. Good for him. He needs to let us know as well when you can, my friend. Samus White Knight 1988 took down the Samus League. Good for you, doggy. Mega Man UME6T9. I don't know if that's UME69, I believe. Good for you. Great name. You also won, so congratulations. 105 Bowser League. We got C-Sims 52. That's a name you'll probably hear more often than not throughout this week and next, because that man plays in a lot of our leagues. Next up, you got Link and T Price 269 once again took that league. So not only was he new in this first league, but he also was holding down the spot in the DK League. Yoshi, was taken by Nameless King And he is our division point leader. So not only did he win that league, but he won the highest points out of all the leagues. So good for you. Wario, Freeman C 2447 took that league down. And then the Waluigi League, we got our buddy JM Hubs taking that one down.
Nice.
And if you guys didn't let us know, once again, let us know. I will continue to keep saying that because it is important. Next up in the PlayStation division, we got in the first league Crash, our good buddy Scott's favorite name, El Super Biesto, taking it down. And
Good
next
old
league,
Gary.
right?
He's going to wager.
Next league up, we got Spyro, and K Doggity Dog took that one down. So that's the second league for him already. And as you guys notice, El Super Biesto did already let us know. So way to be on top of it, brother. In the Lara League, DTs took that one down. In the Dante League, Freeman C 2447 took that one down. So there's another double up. Right behind him is C Sims 52. Not only did he double up for his second win, but he also got the division point lead and the game point lead. So this man is 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 across the board. Good for you. Next up, we got the Snake League, and that is Og, which may be short for Augie, I'm assuming. I don't know, but good job, Og. Next one up, you got Gods, and C Sims 52 took that one down as well. So he so far is our MVP of these leagues. King was taken down by Drew Bless 13, who also let us know already on the wager. Good job, Drew Bless. And the Cloud League, Jay Morris 410 took that one down. And our final league in this division, the Ghost League, Iga for Bastion took that one down. So let us know when you can, guys, and congratulations to all the winners. Moving on into the Xbox Division. The first one we have in this one is Master Chief. This one was taken down by Drubbles, and Drubbles took that one down right now this week. Good job, Drubbles. In the FedEx League in 3-2, we got KB95 who took that one down. And then Alloy, Drew Bless, right here again. I'm assuming, Drubbles. I'm assuming it's the same Drubbles. He's just missing his 13 up here, but good job, Drubbles.
I've never read it as Drubbles.
I guess, yeah, it does look like Drew Bless, and then for some reason, Drubbles came up. And I don't know which one it is, but I like saying Drubbles.
Yeah, okay, that's what it is now. But I've always read it as Drew Bless. Classic.
Oh, gotta love it. Ezio League, which I might have also said wrong, was taken down by Bobbert 23. The Doom Guy League, which was the one that I snuck my way in at the last minute with just a few points to take that one down.
And he's wagering.
Leader.
Right? The one and only league you will see my name in the minis, guys. In the 306 League, Steve, we got JM Hubs taking that one down. Good job, JM Hubs. In the Geralt League, we got Simp Tropic. Oh, we got Zoobs in the comment section. What up, Zooby?
What's up, Zoobs? Thanks for your hard work, man. We were just giving you props.
Great job. Yeah, thanks for updating everything for us. In the Mr. VN League, Cheeky Hobson took that one down. I'm really happy to see that name after he got destroyed in the Guillotine Leagues on the final week. The poor man was in 2 out of 3 leagues and is not in the playoffs, and I feel really bad for him, so I'm glad to see he got some sort of money in his pocket already. So good job, Cheeky. Dragonborn League, Various took it down. And then the final league in this one, we have Wanderer League, which was taken down by Sticky Picky. So good job, guys. Let us know when you get the chance to jump in there because we want to get these wagers updated for you. In our final mini league, we have the PC division. In this league, Pitfall Harry was your first theme, and C Sims 52 took that one down. He did take that down just today, so good, or just this week. So good job, C Sims. Duke Nukem was taken down by Royal Wee, who already let us know about his wager. Good job. Jill Valentine was taken down by JM Hubs, who was a new man in the spot. So good job, JM, there, taking that down. In the Thrall League, you got Super B Tourist taking that one down. Agent 47 is our good buddy Zoobsies taking it down. Zubicus, good job, brother. In the 406 Pekka League, we got Dribbles 13. In the Arthur Morgan League, we got Gormana 7, who already let us know about their wager because they are amazing. In the Cade 6 League, you got Murph 86. And then Diablo League, you've got our good buddy El Super Biesto. And our final league of the minis, the Archangel League. Who else could it be but C Sims 52 showing off his MVP status with a win in the final league of our countdown? Congratulations to all you winners. And once again, let us know on your wagers.
So that I counted them. That's 8 wagers. So that means we're gonna have $240 right now inside of that final face off with 1 of 8 odds. And then there's a bonus there for wagering that's $60. So that's gonna put it at $300 for the wagering pot for the week 15 matchup. And on top of that, you have a passive shot of the $100 championship that's going to be out of all 40 leagues. And you have a 1 in 10 shot of winning $30 from your division by beating your division mates. And you don't have to wager for those last 2. Those are just passive bonuses. So there's a lot of money that's going to be won here in week 15. And then this entire game wraps up. And then you get to focus on your playoffs. So that's the design of it, right? Draft early and end early and get out of the way.
And how much did they pay for each of these teams?
These are $4 entries, guys.
Wow.
$4.
Yeah,
Less than a big man.
I didn't get in enough this year. I think I only got in a couple.
No.
I got to get in a lot more next year.
Yeah. So next time you guys are sitting there in the early off season, bored, and you're about to go to McDonald's, don't go to McDonald's. Pick up a fantasy team instead.
Yeah, instead of buying that $4 coffee, buy yourself a mini league entry.
Exactly. You'll get a lot more out of it than you will that 30 minutes of caffeine bump.
Or just spend $10 and get both.
Right? Then you can drink and draft.
Drink and draft. I think that's how you got in this mess, Sean.
Oh, that's exactly how I got in this mess.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
I wouldn't change
Yeah,
the
that's
thing.
cool. That's our minis.
All right, congrats, mini winners.
All right, so we going to move into the redraft leagues.
Yes, let's do that.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay. Great video there, Sean, that you put up on the website. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on the ballsvillegame.com on the redraft page. You'll see Sean make a video of how the wagering system works. I'll give you details. If you're projected to make the finals, you're going to want to read up on that or watch that.
Yes, it's very
Plus, if
entertaining.
you want a good laugh at me being retarded, feel free to watch it because it's hilarious.
Hey, well, my video is on the mini league, so you can go and laugh at me too.
Hey,
All right.
we're here to make your guys' day more fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's
go.
get into the matchups. What I'll do is I'll cover the low stakes. Or actually, you know what? So do you want to cover low, Alex, or do you want to get into this, or do you want to cover mid? I'll cover high.
I can do low. We'll bring up the scoreboard on the website real quick.
I've got it up already on ours, so you can just read through it if you'd like.
Alex,
and then
Alex, you do
I'll
low,
play on
and then
screen
Sean can do mid, and then I'll do high.
Okay, so before we kick it off, Dynasty is getting updated. Leagues 1 through 4 are updated right now on the website. If you go to the scoreboards page, redrafts updated and mini leagues are updated. Next week we go into the big game, and that's going to be the same process as the mini leagues, only on a bigger scale. There's a lot. I think it's like a $5,000 upside over there. 94 leagues, which is crazy. But their wagering week, the big one is week 15, and then the divisions wager again in week 16. So good stuff over there. So low stakes. This is 14 playoffs. Low number 1, we have Alpha, E. Bailey, the TC show, TB76, and K Dog. K Doggy Dog. He's in a lot of these leagues and pretty successful. Congratulations to you guys. Low number 2, Justin the Nico Time. That's TB. We have TJ Zex. Okay. Just Numbers and Brandon. Those are our 4 playoff teams. We'll go to number 3. Lynn, Billy B, TB, that's our friend Todd. Huncho Jack, which is a new player to Ballsville. I don't know if he changed his name mid-season, but this is when I saw him on the playoffs. That was the first time I saw his name. So in a case like that where you go and change your name during the season, it's wise to let us know because there's so many people that buy into one league safe. We got to know what your league safe name is. If this guy ends up winning, now I got to halt the process to go hunt you down, to go find you, to go confirm your league safe name. So we'll see how that works. Low number 4, Delta. We have Taryn Capel, the TC show, making his appearance again. He went around and labeled all of his leagues with a check mark or like a stop sign because he's in a few leagues too. Our friend Gary, El Super Biesto, and Dad Bod, Super Camario, rounding out the top 4 there. So congratulations to you guys. Number 5, we have Jimmy Wojo, who's a friendly face here. Shy Bears 45, Stu 6923, the TC show again, squeaking in there, and I think he wanted to get in on that league. If you're in lows, I actually went through and I analyzed everybody's playoff outcome during the Monday night game and stuff. So I try to like engage with there's 176 leagues, so we can't do everybody, but one at a time, like go through and engage with the league. I feel like it's beneficial to all of us. Low number 6, Geo 55, C Sims, a good friend, Themis Popov, I think it is, sounds right, and Jason 124. Congratulations to you guys. Kappa, Jason 124, C Sims, Jojo, friend of the show, and the TC show again because he's everywhere. Congratulations to you, man. We want to know your real name, get to know you. Hopefully you're back next year with all the success that you're having.
His real name's Tucker Carlton.
What's that?
His real name's Tucker Carlton.
Is it?
Okay. I don't know, but it is to me. Until he gives me a different name, I'm going to call him Tucker Carlton. Okay,
well, Tucker, you're doing great, Tucker. Thank you. Our friend JoJo here with the 12-2 score. That's pretty good. K-Dog, again, Todd, TB, and Grizz Tony. These are all familiar faces in Omicron. Low number 9, Mad Dog Hoke. Is that what it is, Scott?
Mad Dog Hoik.
Hoik. Old reference, right? Old school reference?
That is.
I think he only did that because he wanted us to have a name that we have to try to pronounce because he's so upset about having to pronounce all these names all the time.
That is Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, that's the dude, huh? Meat.
Yeah, exactly. That's Mad Dog Hoik, Ren Hoik.
Oh no way! That was funny. They're like, "What do you want to eat? Meat. What do you want to drink?
Meat. Give him a glass of meat.
Give him a glass of meat." Mad Dog Hoik, Tua, Team Go Titans, number 2, Fins 0913, and
C Sims is in the house. C Sims in the chat. We're talking about you, Sims.
Oh yeah, your name keeps coming up, man. Wild success.
The mini league MVP.
And finally, low number 10, we have Mr. Flood Cute, Team Carson Pev, Big Timer, and Chiefs Life. That's our buddy Craig. I know him. So congratulations to all of you in low, and we'll get into mids.
All right, Sean. You can head out the mids if you like, and I will save the highs for me.
All right, mid leagues. We'll start with our Raiden League. The 4 finalists are Rookie 86 in the first spot, Athman 9 in the second spot, Blanks 87 in the third, and our good buddy JoJo sitting there in the fourth and final spot. Congratulations, guys. Next league, we've got K Doggity Dog, one of our regulars, sitting in the top spot, along with Justin Brown 88 right behind him in 2, Grizz Tony in 3, and Mike's the Guy bringing down the last spot in 4. In the mid 3 leagues, you got Phil 3988, got the top spot, followed by Mike's the guy right behind him. JoJo is sitting there in 3, and Chiefs Life sneaking out the 4th spot at 7-7. So good job, guys. Cash 3's holding down the top spot in this league. Mid 4, this is Scott's favorite league. What do we call it again, Scott? The Knob Slop League. Ugh.
That's right. Cover your ears, Fran. The Knob Slop League.
She said worse, man.
Oh man, this league we've got Cash 3 hold down the top spot, followed up by Chiefs Life 13. Julius Poulius is in the 3rd spot. First time we've heard his name today. And Mr. Ben doing this in the 4th spot. Also first time we've heard his name today, which I'm sure won't be the last. In the mid 5 Luke Hang League, you got Pablo Escobar holding down the top spot. Mr. Ben doing this right behind him in the 2nd spot. Our good buddy Cheeky Hobson got the playoffs in this league in the 3rd spot, and Mike's the guy right behind him in the 4th spot. In the mid 6 Kung Lao League, you got Eddie Money 18, took down the crown on the top spot. Seamaj 1231 was holding down the 2nd spot. Right behind him is Sorry for Cussing at 3, and JoJo in 4. Congratulations. Number 7, you've got Pablo 1 Escobar in the top spot, followed by Chadwick 0304. Right behind him is Mr. Ben doing this. Told you wouldn't hear that name for the last time. And then DO1 is the 4th guy on the list. Congratulations to you 4. In our Scorpion League, get over here. You've got Batchulok holding down the top spot, followed by C-Bomb 18. Connor's got the 2nd spot. Then JoJo right behind him in the 3rd spot. And Grizz Tony is locked in at 4. In the mid 9 Katana League, we've got Scott again. Neighbors think I'm selling weed over here, which was probably true at one point in time. Holding down the top spot. You got Zubikis right behind him in 2. Mr. Ben doing this in 3, and Cash 3 in 4.
Now, before you move on, I just want to say one thing about this league. So, out of all the leagues I'm in, this is my favorite one. This is the one I want to win because look at that murderer's row in the playoffs. I got Zoobs, I got Ben, and I got Cash. So this is my favorite league, and I'm going to win any of them. This is the one I want to win.
I think you are Mr. Ben doing this big and fan this week because you do not want to have to face Zoobs in the championship.
Well, you know what? I was in 2nd, and I moved up to the top spot because Zoobs lost. So Zoobs gets to play Ben, and I don't have to. So I get to play Cash, which is still going to be a tough matchup because Cash is a good player, but I wanted to try to avoid I didn't want to have to play Zoobs till the championship round if I had to. So Zoobs.
I finished number 5 there. I finished number 5 in that league right there.
Yeah, you were right there, Alex. That's awesome.
Well, we know why Scott's favorite because he's at the top.
Hey, that's a murderer's row right there.
It's an active league too. It's been pretty cool in that league.
Yeah, there's a lot of good names in that league. A lot of regulars.
Well, shout out to the players too, man. We have a lot of like active leagues throughout the whole game. And as far as redraft goes, we've had some shifts in power, some blockbusters, but we really haven't had any, evidence of collusion that we look out for. Those things haven't popped up. It's been a pretty quiet year, so thanks to everybody for that.
Yeah, except for in the actual NFL when all the consistent injuries and craziness continues to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't need to talk about that right now because we want to talk about mid-10 Samsung League, our final mid-stakes. You've got Mr. Ben, got the top spot in this league at 10-4. Good job, Mr. Ben. Right behind him is Sorry for Cussing and C-Bomb in the 3rd and Chiefs Life in the 4th spot. Congratulations to all of the mid-stakes winners. And we'll pull up Scott's favorite, his high draft screenshot.
Yeah, well, I didn't update that because it's the playoffs now, so you can go right to the playoffs.
Oh, Scott, you know this was everybody's favorite part.
I know. Well, it's over now. Numbers don't mean nothing now. It's all about survive in advance. So, all right. So we will start off. with Wolverine. And we are going to start off with the 1 seed versus the 4 seed. We got JoJo. He is one of our game managers. He runs the helps me run the tool section with the DFS and prop bets every week. So JoJo drew the 1. He will match up against Short Stack. That's the 1-4 matchup. The 2-3 matchup is Mr. Ben. You will hear a lot about him, and he will get matched up against our favorite trader, and that is Love John, who we always critique his trades all the time. So that is Love John. So that is Wolverine. Okay, now we're going to get into Beast. In the 1-4 matchup, big matchup. We got Zay2403, who you'll hear his name quite a bit. He matches up against Mr. Ben in the 1-4 matchup. We got the TC show, Tucker Carlson. I guess, is that what you call him, Tucker Carlson? Is that what you call him?
Tucker Carlson? Yep. Tucker Carlson.
So the 2-3 matchup against Colin Black. Very, very interesting matchup right there. So that is Beast. High 3, we have Gambit. And there you go again, the 1 seed. Zay, congratulations, 2403. You're up against the 4 seed, Thrill Kill, and the first semi matchup. The second semi matchup is Keith Richards, 72, versus Chiefs Life, who's we're a big fan of on here. Big manager on here. He's the 3 seed, and that is the second semifinal in the Gambit.
And Scott, it's not Carlson, it's Carlton.
Oh, Carlton. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a big difference. We got to go with the Carlton. That was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference that I want to make sure.
I got you. The Carlton dance. Okay. All right. We're in Colossus now, high 4, and we have another interesting matchup. These guys are matched up twice in 2 different leagues. So we got the 1 seed Zay2403 against Mr. Ben in the 4 seed. So they're matched up, and actually they're matched up 1-4 in one of the other leagues also. So the second semi, we got Cash. It's a number 2 seed against Dougie, 17-27. That is Colossus.
Oh, am I in the wrong league here, Scott? Did we go through 4 and I went through 3? I'm sorry. Okay, guys, this is Colossus that Scott just talked about. Good job, guys. Way to go, Dougie. Way to go, Cash. Way to go, Zay. Way to go, Mr. Ben. Okay, now I'm on the right one, Scott.
Now we're on night. You're on Phoenix. You got to go back.
I'm on Phoenix. There we go. Sorry, guys. Technological difficulties.
All right, Nightcrawler, number 1 seed. He's a regular. Grizz Tony, coming in with as I said, the 1 seed against 28 Wizard King. The 4 seeds, that's semi 1. Semi 2, we have Mr. Ben, TB76. They're matched up in the second semi. Good luck and congratulations to you guys in Nightcrawler. Now we go to Phoenix. And see, Sean was so aggressively wanting to get to this one right here because I think it's the only league where Sean's in the playoffs.
It is the only league.
So coming in number 1 in the first semi, the 1 seed, Mr. Ben versus Grizz Tony. Big matchup right there. A couple regulars. And then Sklem draws Ketting 22.
My paper tiger game, so I'll be surprised if I win this matchup. Congratulations already to Ketting 22.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Way to give yourself a pat on the back. That's Phoenix.
Hey, my high stakes.
I have some leagues where I'm in the playoffs and I just feel like a fraud.
Okay, we're going to Iceman 7, and look who's the 1 seed, Mr. Ben. Got something good to say about him at the end. So he's the 1 seed against TDX Storm in the first semi. Second semi, we got Grizz Tony, number 2, against Bada Bing 6611. So that is Iceman. Go to everyone's favorite league, Deadpool. And coming in number 1, we have Ketting 22 versus Bakulak. I guess that's how you say it. Bakulak. That's the
Isn't
first
that
semi.
like a dessert?
I don't know.
I don't know. It sounds like a battle cry.
Yeah. So semi 2 is Cash, and Sigma 1, 2, 3, 4. That is Deadpool.
Wasn't this the one that Zoobs was up in the top
Yeah,
and then
he
just
was
went on a losing streak?
he was crushing it in the beginning of the season, and he just took a bad turn.
Yeah, he probably got hit with that injury bug.
Number 9, we got Sinister. Coming in at number 1, the first semi, the 1 seed Zay 2403 and Big Blue 079. Second semi, we got Pablo Escobar and Cash 3. That's Mr. Sinister. And number 10, we got Magneto. Coming in on the first semi, we have Grizz Tony versus Mr. Ben. Another big matchup. These guys are matched up again in another league. And then coming in the second semi, we have Twin Sanity versus GLC 76. Twin Sanity is part of the Costco group that came over to play with us this year. We thank you again for your guys' participation, and hopefully we get to see you guys again next year. So I want to mention one thing. I think it's really important. There was one individual. He's going to be my manager of the year in high stakes. This manager was in all 10 of the high stakes redrafts. So he dropped some shekels to get in these leagues. These are $100 to get in. He's very vocal, but he's also a very, very good player. I respect him. The way he runs his leagues, even though he runs on a gray line, he's very legal, and he's been very competitive this year. And I give that Manager of the Year award to Mr. Ben doing this. He made the playoffs in 7 out of 10 leagues that he entered. So the next closest competitor was Zay and Grizz Tony, who each were in 4, and then Cash was in 3 out of it. And I think Cash might have only played in 9 or 8. So Mr. Ben, 70% ratio there on making the playoffs. Congratulations. I'm sure you're going to cash in multiple. There he is, my man. Daddy Ben is in the chat. Welcome in. So Mr. Ben's my manager of the year. And thank you again for playing with us, Mr. Ben. Good luck to you. So that is our high stakes, mid stakes, and low stakes wrap up. We'll do this again next week, and we'll be getting into the finals and getting into some wagering because we'll be asking you guys next week. Are you guys gonna take the money and run, or like Alex says, you got the big cojones to put the money down and move on for the
brass
big
Ballsville or not?
Yes. Do you have the big brass balls to move on and wager? So do you want to go with that real quick, Alex?
Yeah, it says in your leagues that it's a 2-week championship, and I if you're in there, I tagged you and I let you know that it's not a 2-week championship. The 17th, the week 17 points is for the Ballsville game. After week 16, we have our league winners and our runner-ups, and if you're either of those two, you get a little cash, and you can wager it if you want to try to multiply it and go up against up to 10 other league winners and runner-ups. So you have a chance at multiplying your money. You can wager into 3 tiers, and every time you wager into that tier, the Ballsville game is going to match that amount. It could be anywhere between $50 to $800 for the bonus and the wagering. All the details are on the video on the website. That video that Sean made you, that's on the redraft page. Go look for the iBots and go check out that video so you know what you're doing going into those championship weeks, because we're your managers, but we get busy. We have, I think, 176 leagues that will be, all tallying up and trying to get ready for your guys' payments at the end of the year. So good luck. Get caught up on the wagering process, and let's see how week 15 treats us, right?
Right. Now, I want to say hi to Jerry. Jerry's in the chat. We already said hi to Mr. Ben. And before we move on, I wanted to, because it's only fair. Sean yesterday, goes on his podcast, spills the beans of our beautiful, beautiful little baby that we created, and shared it to everybody. And we feel we have enough people in here where we'd like to let the cat out of the bag, a little bit of a sneak peek of our triathlon league for next year and what the skeleton and what it's going to look like. So, Sean, can you pull that up for the listeners here?
Yeah. Give me just a minute.
Because it's just a little baby right now that we kind of just we're creating. It's very small and it's just a baby. So we're just going to nurture it throughout the off season and present it. So we just want to give you guys a little sneak peek. We think it's going to be tremendous. It's a combination of redraft, guillotine, and best ball with a twist of NCAA March Madness style playoff brackets. We think it's going to just blow up. We love it, and we can't wait till we get this together and get you guys all reading over the rules and everything and joining up. So, Sean, go ahead, take the reins on this one.
Absolutely. So basically, guys, what we have here, this is the shell breakdown of how we are looking at doing this for next season. And what we got is we're going to have each leg, per se, if you want, you can call them a division if you want, is going to have 2 leagues in it, 2 12-team leagues. Those leagues are going to be drafted with a 24-team pool that's going to, join the league, and then they're going to be randomly split into 2 12-team leagues. So there won't be any ability for people to get into a league and then, have a buddy in another league and plan anything like that out. It's just going to be completely random. And then you're going to go into an 8-week redraft setup. So standard redraft, $200 fob to start the season, work through your 8 weeks. At the end of the 8 weeks, the top 2 seeds are going to get paid $25 a piece for winning the first portion of the league. They're going to get the first and second seeds moving into the guillotine portion, and that will lock in for their bracket at the end of the year. If they make it to the bracket is the key, because in the guillotine leagues, every team is subject to elimination in the beginning of guillotine through the end of week 12. So basically 12 teams are going to go to 11 starting week 9. Week 10, we go to 8, we go to 10. Week 11, we go to 9. And then by week 12, we have our final 8 teams for each league. At that point, each 8-team league will combine into a 16-seed bracket. The seeds will be based on where you finished in your redraft, and points fours are your tiebreaker. So once we've got your seeding set, you're going to go into essentially a Sweet 16 bracket, similar to the NCAA style. And you're going to work your way through this bracket. You win your first round of that game, you win your round of 16, you're going to start getting paid from that point forward for every week that you move forward. So once you get to week 14, the round of 8, you're going to get a $25 payout. Once you win that late game and you go into week 15, round of 4, you're going to get a $50 payout. Once you win that game and you go into the championship battle, you're going to get a $100 payout for making it there, and then you're going to split the fee based on winning or losing that. The champion will go into a 1-week championship shootout with a poker tournament style payout structure for every champion in each bracket. So the way you guys want to look at this is think about it like you're going to go in this with a 24-team season. You're going to break it down. You're going to duke it out in your division like you're in the NFC or you're in the AFC. You're going to get through the guillotine. You're going to get to the bracket, and then you guys are going to be a shootout all for one, and the winner is going to take all. So it's really a cool setup. I think the way we've got it set up right now, I like a lot because it adds a lot of payouts for you guys, so you don't have to per se win everything to get paid. But if you win it all, you're going to get paid multiple times.
We like
and
to keep great odds.
Yeah, and like Sean said, when you get to the round where you're playing all the other winners in the other leagues, it's going to be poker style payouts. So basically, it'll come down to if there's 20 teams, there would be a breakdown in percentages as far as the payouts go. So it's not just going to be winner take all. It's going to be a percentage based payout according to how many teams are in the I call it the grand tournament, because what this is right now that you're looking at is just the one leg of the tournament, whole tournament. And then once you win this quad and go to the grand champion, that's when you can, win more money on percentage base. And we're talking about getting a trophy, doing some kind of, or a ring, or so doing something where we could pass this.
Oh, we're
around.
gonna do something. I like the idea.
We're gonna do some. We just haven't decided yet. But these will be $50 buy-ins. I think it's a pretty. We wanted to set it there. We think it's not too expensive, but it's not real cheap. So it's worth. It's worth it. You can win some. The odds are really good to win some money. But the way we set this structure up, we think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it gives you a lot of play for your money. Like I said, you really don't have to worry about being eliminated unless you're like, how many teams are eliminated going into the guillotine, Sean? Is it 2? Did we say 2?
Just one. One of each league. So you go from.
So as long as you don't finish dead last in your league, you're going to move on to the guillotine and then go on from there. So and then if like Sean said, if once you make it to the Sweet 16 round, where it's 1 game elimination, as long as you move on, you'll get a pay bump, all the way through. So it's you get some good play for your $50. It's not like a real guillotine league where you got to worry about losing the first round and not getting nothing. As long as you can be in the top 11, you'll make it to the guillotine round. And like Sean said, if you come in first or second in your 12-team bracket, you're going to get $25. You're going to get half your buy-in right away for being the 1 or 2 seed going into the guillotine stage, which, I mean, that's your reward for, for the redraft section and getting half your buy-in. So we think,
the top four teams are going to be the top 4 seeds when you get to the 16-team bracket also.
Correct.
So you're going to have really good matchups by the time you make that tournament.
Yeah. So as long as you can get through the guillotine and set your team up for buys and making sure your team is set so you're not getting eliminated in the guillotine league. If you're one of those top seeds, you're going to be placed in the bracket just like a normal NCAA. So if you're the 1 seed, most likely you're going to play like, the 8-9 seed or something like that. And then you're going to move on the tournament. So you won't play the high seeds until later. Also, if you can get to the tournament as a low seed, just like the NCAA tournament, there's a chance where if you beat your higher seed and the guy on your line above you that you're going to play, if that low seed beats a high seed, then in the next round, 2 low seeds could play each other for the next round.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's not going to be
first seed loses to seed 16.
Yep. Yeah, it won't be reseeded. So as long as you get to the tournament, you have a good chance to get through if everything falls right.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Scott brought to the table with the tournament bracket idea, is that it does help a lot in those scenarios. Like, yeah, your first matchup is rough, man. If you're the 16 seed, you're versus the 1 seed out of 24 teams, and then that team's probably going to be pretty good at that point. Doesn't mean that it's impossible, but it's probably going to be a tough matchup for you. But you win that, now you're playing the 8 or 9 seed. That's a doable matchup for a 16 seeder. And then by that point, you already made $25. And if you win that, you move into $75 victory by just barely surviving through the you could have ended at 11th place in the redraft and gotten to that point, very conceivable.
So the point of the whole thing was we wanted to make it player friendly, where there was multiple opportunities to win money, and not, oh man, if I'm going to pay $50 and it's probably going to be, I got a winner take all, or it's going to be really hard for me to make anything. As long as you manage your team correctly and you catch a few breaks, there's a chance you could win, do really well in the in this whole tournament. So we spent out between Alex and Sean and I, we spent a lot of time. We did do the pilot this year just to get it going. Obviously, it looks a lot different now than what the pilot is now. That's why it was free, just to get some interest. And what we're going to do is when the fantasy season and the regular season are over, between the 3 of us, we're going to put together all the rules, on a doc, and we're going to send it out to all you players. And then we're going to start taking deposits for, to enter these leagues, because you'll be able to get in multiple leagues. You just won't be able to get in multiple, the same quadrants. So like this quadrant right here will be one, even though it's 2 separate leagues, you're only going to be allowed to get in one, and then you have to wait for the next quadrant to get in. So our goal is to have just like
entries.
Go ahead, Alex.
So you're going to be prepaying for one out of the 24 spots to enter this bracket right here. And then like Scott said, we're going to shuffle you up. It's going to prevent people from, ensuring that they're going to be with their buddies in the league and stuff. And we're just trying to keep it fair there. But you're going to prepay for your entry for one of the 24 of these spots. And then we can't give you a dollar amount on how the championship round will work until we know how many people are going to be in these brackets and how much interest we have. So another purpose of us having you prepay is so that we can kind of gauge how many of these brackets we're going to be able to fill up.
Right. And I think I think this is just going to blow up. I mean, I think once these, I think to be honest with you, I think we're going to have like 10 of these, 10 or 12 of these. Yeah. Minimum.
And so everybody knows too, to clarify, for just in case there was any concern about it, once the first 24 sign up and fill up, you can join in the next one and do a second one at that point, but you can't join in the same 24 and try to be in League A and League B. But Correct. Once we get 24 signed up and we've got prepaid for 24, we'll open up the second one and we'll have 24 more spots, and you can easily jump into that one also. So you can join multiple of them. You just can't join the same corner, basically, the same right. two leagues. More than
and
once.
It'll all be set up the same way. Like Alex will set it up the same way with each quadrant will have a name. We'll put them up. We'll probably create 4 quadrants right away and start taking deposits for them. And then once we start getting them filled and stuff, then we can start opening another quadrant at a time. And then, like Alex said, we won't be able to give you guys an exact number of what the payout will be in the grand champion until all the quadrants are full. So we would like to get all these quadrants full and hopefully be drafting by August. That way we can let you guys know then, hey, this is how much money we're going to be playing for in the grand champion, and these are what the payout percentage is going to be at that point.
Right.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, guys, because we got a lot of work to do on our end to get it set up for you guys, but we're going to make it happen because we see the potential in this and think it's going to be something that there's, all of us are going to want to do over and over again, to be honest. I think I'm going to be joining in quite a few of them. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
We're hoping to get this all set and get you guys the spreadsheets to look at by like the 1st of March, and then start taking deposits and hopefully get all these leagues filled up so we can start drafting like, the middle of July or something. Or
let's do it February 26th, so that way me and the triathlon can have the same birthday.
Oh, whatever you want, Sean. Whatever you want. So yeah, so go. Like I said, we think this is going to be, the next great game for fantasy football. And no one else has this format. We created it ourselves, and we're going to move forward with this. And we can't wait for your guys' support. And I know you guys are going to really, really enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee out of all the leagues you play in, you're going to be so focused on these leagues. I guarantee it.
I agree. I think this is going to take over our world.
It's kind of like that now, and they're free. Well, the one we have is free.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I
still drive all the way to LA and back. Then you barely have time to look at any leagues.
So, but anyway, so before we head out, Alex, we didn't really talk to you about it. How are you doing with all your personal leagues? Are you you got how many leagues are you like the 1 or 2 seed?
Yeah, what's your playoff percentage?
So it was a rough year. You guys know I had a lot of Rashee Rice, Nico Collins, Godwin, Pacheco. Yeah, some of these guys like DK that were out for a long time. So those outs came with bye week. So I had a struggle, and luckily I drafted depth well. So out of 15 leagues, I was immediately week 1 eliminated from the Guillotine League. So I had 14 left. I think it was week 2 or something. But so out of 14 leagues, 5 of those are redraft, and I'm going to end up just missing the playoff in all of them. I went full rebuild into one dynasty, One dynasty, I was forced out of the playoffs. That's the one I sold. I sold my assets to Sean to try to guarantee my future, and he used those assets to climb from 4-7 to take the last playoff spot from myself and Connor. But I'm in
That did
playoffs and
feel
all the rest of my dynasty leagues. I'm in playoffs, and I have the 2 seed in one, and that's my only bye week. So I'm still scrapping. I still have a lot of Rasheed Rice too.
Yeah.
dude. Where are you at, Scott?
I didn't get in. I didn't get in as many leagues as I probably wanted to because with all the work with the website and everything, I didn't know how I was going to handle. Plus, I have some other leagues outside of Ballsville that I'm I play in that I've been playing in for years. But I know one thing is I enjoyed the games. So, like I said, I want to get into some more mini games. I want to add another Ballsville Dynasty League to my portfolio. I know I'm going to get into. Me and Sean will probably have a contest on how many triathlon leagues we get into, and so yeah, and then like I said, the big game. I'll be getting in a lot more big games. So my percentage is probably not as good as I want it, but I think next year it'll be a lot better. So
Basically, you had a bad year too. You don't even want to give us a number. It's that bad.
no, it wasn't. But like I said, I spent a lot of time on the website and then like the podcast and everything. But I'll be more focused next year. I had to move this year and everything, so I'll be more focused next year. So, what about you, Sean?
I actually counted it up the other day, and out of the 29 leagues that are playoff, at this point, I made 17 of them. So like 58% or so, I guess, around there. So I was like, okay with it. There's a couple of leagues that I barely missed out on, like you guys said, and doing the drive, I ended up missing out on setting a couple of players out. Thankfully, Josh Allen had such a good game that it made up for George Pickens getting goose egg, here and there. But I missed I think 1-2 leagues because of that. And then the rest of them I have survived. So that's what got me to my 17. Otherwise, I probably would have been closer to 19. And my big league doesn't end until week 18 as far as playoffs because that's a really crazy league. Yeah, so I don't. And right now I'm sitting at 7. The top 5 make the playoffs, so I'm just outside the bubble right now.
Right.
So, right now for Ballsville as a whole, we're focusing on the mini leagues because they're doing their wagering process right now, as we covered earlier. But it's also I just sent a message to everybody, all the dynasty players, because they're all entering playoffs, and obviously the redraft we just covered, everybody's entering playoffs. Week 15, we're going to announce our mini league champion, division winners, and we are also going to be taking wagers for the big game, and that's 96 leagues. So we kind of focus on the big game in that wagering process for the next week. But if you're on the website and you're checking in every week, we're trying to keep you updated as we go along so that you guys know where we're at. And we're a couple weeks away from having all of our champions laid out, guys. So this is it. This is the playoffs. This is the championship weeks. Good luck and happy holidays at the same time, right?
Alex, do you know off the top of your head, do you know how many total leagues we have in Ballsville?
I keep on saying it's 176, but I think it's 178. So it's 40 of the mini leagues, plus 96 of the big game. That's 136, and then we have 16 dynasty leagues. So that's 40, 52, and then we have 30 redraft leagues, so 82. So 182 is the actual number.
I mean, that's tremendous. I know all of us want to say the same thing. We really thank you guys for playing all these games with us. I mean, Ballsville, compared to all these other fantasy leagues out there, we're really small. We're hoping to grow a lot bigger. We're working very hard on the website. Our goal for next year for you guys is we'd like to transition a little bit more to the website, have you guys go there more for scoring updates. Eventually, we want to try to get our triathlon leagues all over to there. So we have big plans for the future for Ballsville, but we can't do it without you players. And you guys have stepped up, watching the pod, commenting, playing in leagues. When we ask you to watch videos, you guys, watch the videos, and just, we haven't had to really dealt with any collusion this year, which has been great. It makes things so much easier for us. So we just want to thank you guys again for playing with us, and like I said, help us grow. Tell other people that play fantasy football. I mean, we make it very cost efficient. You can get your kids to play mini games or whatever. It's great for, your wife to get in, people that maybe aren't experienced, they can get in for cheap, learn how to play fantasy football, because we're just sick individuals. I mean, we love playing fantasy football. It's an addiction. And look at the people that we've met. I mean, me personally alone, I've met I could call him my best friend, Ken Moore, through fantasy football and Sleeper. I mean, my co-host Sean, Alex, and in a couple weeks, I'm going to go see Jimbo's Mimbos, who went through the hurricane. I'm going to go have a drink with him, hang out with him for a little bit. We're planning a trip next year to Vegas. Hopefully meet Sean and his wife, or Sean and his girlfriend.
Whoa. Slow down, buddy.
Slow down. Yeah. So hopefully meet JoJo. I mean, we want to try to get something where we do this every year. So we're just really slowly trying to build this community. But like I said before, we couldn't do this without you players. So thank you all again, the bottom of my heart. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. Leave a comment. Go to the Ballsville.game.com for all your fantasy needs. And until Friday's show, folks, where we're going to go through the big game, and we're also going to go through the dynasty playoff positioning. Until then, folks, Ballsville, we're out.
That's a wrap.
Bye-bye.